Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Midday Market Monitor. In today's show, we are red. I mean, bloody red. It's not looking good for the Mag 7 names. It's not looking good for many different fintech names. It's not looking good for Micron and all of these. SoFi under 17 again. Absolutely crazy. What might be working, and even this is starting to sell off, DLO. DLO is down 9.6. Sorry. It's up 9.6 today, but down from being at 1337. Now it's only at 1255. House Goblin in the Twitch chat as well. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Bought SoFi $25. Nice. What is up, everyone? The delay on YouTube is so bad in comparison to Twitch. I know. A lot of people hate on Twitch, not for I think real reasons. I think there's actually it's pretty good. It's got a pretty good connection, but this plant being a little offside is bothering me. I guess it was pushed out of the way. Okay. That being said, we have a lot of news to go over. First off, DLO with a essentially double beat. Earnings were much better than expected. Revenue beat by 14%. This company ended up showing off some pretty great numbers. I'm a happy shareholder of the business. However, obviously, the company has still been depressed in their valuation versus, whenever we first took a look at it. But the growth is exactly how I would have expected it, if not even better. They're hoping for still continuously 50 to 60% total payment volume growth even next year. That's what their current guide is for. So if I go ahead and drop this, we'll bring up Fiscal AI really quickly. Look at this. A lot of companies, and we'll switch this to quarterly. A lot of companies end up sporting off a pretty great... Oh, I've got that... how do I switch this? A pretty great net dollar retention, but DLO is at another freaking level. 162% net revenue retention rate, meaning that current customers are continuing to double and triple down with them in terms of using them as a payment provider. Now, they said in terms of their top merchants, they're only using them about how much the largest customers have in total payment volume. They only deal in about 10% of that. So a very small percent, but it's growing way faster than their merchants are. The companies that they're dealing with are not growing at 62%. So they're gaining more and more margin, or more and more of their total payments over time. This is allowing total payment volume, look at this, to just skyrocket over time and even accelerate. If I drop chat really quick, you can just see how much this has grown by over time. It's actually a very interesting name. Now, not a lot of people pay attention to it, but it's a $3.7 billion name. They just announced $300 million of share buybacks. They expect to grow at a continuous 60+% for next year after growing essentially 60% this year. Pretty interesting. But ugly market, so nothing is going to work right now. But literally, if you look to Micron, there is not a number that they could have put up to make this company go green. They beat expectations by 22% on revenue, 40% on EPS, and 46% on next quarter guidance. Not even next year guidance. Next quarter guidance, they increased EPS by 46%. There's not a number that could have changed this result. They were looking for a reason to sell off. That puts this company growing at an unbelievable 200% year over year at a 21 trailing PE. 21 trailing. Okay. You end up looking at it on a forward basis, and this is assuming that Wall Street is correct, which they were just wrong last quarter by 46%. But still, if you were to assume forward PE is true, that means their PE is currently at 5.4 times. Let me show this to you on Fiscal AI really quick. Look at this. Boom. 5.4 times is the forward PE. That's price to earnings. That's real money. Okay? That's earnings. 5.4 times. Now, what if they go ahead and raise guidance next quarter by another 20, 30%? It's crazy. Now, to be fair, just to show this off, did you guys see my reaction yesterday? I might have gone a little overboard. But yeah, I was excited. We did a 4-hour live stream. Today, we're going to make up for that. We're going to do like only an hour. But whenever I found out Micron's earnings, we got a little excited. This is a little Tannerception, but oh, we're green, up 2.8, up 3% on Micron. Please be careful with your ears. Micron's earnings are out. Oh my God! I knew it! Revenue beat by 22%, EPS beat by 40%. Revenue went up 200% year over year, EPS beat by 682%. That's why we swing trade those days, baby. And I lost money. We didn't know that at the time. Okay? Little defense. You would think whenever companies, they didn't beat by 682%, but they went up, the year over year increased by 682%. Immediately, the stock was up and then fell back down. I swear on a good market, this is how you know, like we are in fear territory. The best news in the world, like this is where I actually think like Polymarket or something like this could actually be good, because for me, I want to take out the, I thought that they were going to raise guidance by a lot. Like I talked to Steve before. I said, what if they come in and they beat earnings guidance by 50%? They beat by 46%. Instead of having to track what the other players in the market are going to do with that news, if I could just trade on what the numbers are actually going to be, which is, I think, more of my strength than, having to deal with this inconsistent market where fears are so baked in right now. I would be doing a lot better betting on the oh gosh, Steve. Welcome, Steve chat. Dookie, I was just playing my my Micron reaction, where you were correct. To be fair, it did go down after earnings, but oh my gosh, that was a massive beat. I cannot get over how good of a beat that was. 5.4 PE ratio, or forward PE right now, making it look like a very cheap stock. Let's put the chat up on screen really quick. We need to see the Steves. Hello. Steve refugees coming in. Welcome everyone. Let's talk about some stock. That said, SEC approves NASDAQ rule change to enable trading of tokenized securities. Nice. Okay. Oh, also, this was quite interesting. Look at this crazy news reversal. Can we talk about Block really quick? Block is quietly rehiring some of the 4,000 employees that it laid off last month, with some workers receiving offers to return after the cuts were linked to clerical errors. I wonder how they gathered the names. Did they gather the names via AI and they were like, it hallucinated your name, please come back? So did you get paid out? Like, I think they were giving like, not 6-month severance packages, but they were giving out decent severance packages. That might have been a blessing in disguise for some of these employees. They get fired, they take the payment, they come back to work. Who knows? Jack is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Yeah, quietly rehiring. They do not want this to be known, but obviously, I'm sure people are finding out. They get fired. They post about it on LinkedIn. Then they say, "Yeah, never mind. I don't need a job anymore. I'm back to working at Block." So we'll see. We'll see how many people it is. Okay. Also, did you guys see this? How funny is this? We were just talking about Polymarket a second ago. Polymarket is opening up a bar in Washington, D.C. The world's first bar dedicated to monitoring the situation. This is where you can find a Mitt right here. Who is... This is the most degenerative bar ever. Steve. People are still coming in from Steve chat. That's crazy. All right. So let's jump into some of the news. If you guys ended up seeing this post that ended up happening, SpaceX and Tesla are expecting to place large-scale orders for NVIDIA chips. I know obviously they're working on custom silicon there. They're also working on creating terafabs and everything like this, but there is no stopping the need for still continuously buying NVIDIA chips. And even Elon said this, that he was like even after they have their own chip, the need for compute is going to be so high that they're going to continuously purchase from the number one companies. And they said that could be a myriad of different suppliers, but right now it seemingly is NVIDIA. Now, and that's not helping NVIDIA's stock price. NVIDIA is down 1.5%, $177 per share. And Tesla, in fact, is even down 3%, now $380. Oh, my. So $380 on Tesla. Pretty crazy sell-offs here. One Stop Systems, after a pretty great quarter, down 11.5%, under $10 a share again. Circle down 7.6%. Silver at 63.77 an ounce, according to iShares, which is a little different, like the ETF pricing versus the actual per ounce spot price can differ. That being said, there was a report today that said that Wall Street is not the buyer of silver and gold, and that in fact they are dumping on retail investors. Now, dumping is a strong word, okay, that I'm using here. Retail investors have bought $70+ billion of gold ETFs, which has tripled over the last 6 months. Well, at the same time, institutional investors have sold a net $1 billion. So not quite the same. Sold $1 billion versus bought $70 billion. That's still a lot of buying pressure. And then, that was gold. And then silver ETFs took in $10 billion of inflows, and institutions have sold a net $200 million. So are you guys buying? Let's check this. Is gold and silver a part of your portfolio today? Yes, I have gold. Yes, I have silver. No, neither. If you have both, just pick one of the yeses. Pick whichever one you have most of. Okay, type in chat. Remember, you can't spam it. It won't work if you just hit like 1, 2, or 3 multiple times. It only counts your account once. But let me know in the chat. NVIDIA has topped, guys. NVIDIA has topped, you say? Well, I don't believe you. I think that this AI build out is way bigger than people think. Bloomberg reports Meta plans to cut back on third-party content moderators over the next few years as it expands use of AI tools, and says are better at spotting scams, celebrity impersonators, and some other rule-breaking content. Meta still plans to keep human reviewers for appeals and high-risk decisions. That has not been my experience. You guys have probably seen from time to time that there are like bots that can spot or that end up coming in and spamming about crypto announcements and all these weird tokens that they try to get you to buy. Humans immediately can spot it. Like they immediately know that that's a bot. AI, I find, always has an extremely hard time of spotting that. Well, that's cool. I haven't seen that type of poll. It's new. It's new. But still, 65% of you guys say that no, you do not have gold or silver in your portfolio. That's interesting. I should also say I do not. I'll put mine in the chat. Hey, it's my first war. So how do I invest in this environment? I mean, that's the question for everyone, right? Obviously, usually during times of extreme uncertainty, that people move to the similar to like recession-based names, where people end up moving to the companies that are non-discretionary spending that you would end up buying even if we were in the hardest of times. And surprisingly, like obviously that's the Walmarts and stuff like this. Like people still need their groceries. You know, defense primes and all of these names, like they obviously do well during wartime. And that's broadening out into software names and stuff like this. You're obviously going to use a lot of, or Palantir is going to benefit from large contracts. But you'd actually be surprised that names like different makeup companies do well, or Walmart, or sorry, not Walmart, McDonald's does very well. Although people maybe don't eat out at the most expensive places, they still want to eat out from time to time. And that ends up flowing down into names like McDonald's and Coca-Cola and all those really defensive names. Okay. But that being said, I don't really trade that or invest that way. I use the wartime pricing to try to get into names that I believe are like, I would consider myself what I call a total addressable market investor. Companies that they're solving such a massive problem, and that problem is expanding very quickly, or that solution, I should say, is expanding very quickly. And so while the market might not see the need for, let's say, NVIDIA right now, the sales and the margin and the actual free cash flows show a different story. I think about this a lot, like whenever people say, oh, you know, we're going to custom silicon, we're finding a different solution to NVIDIA. It's like, okay, like every single company from OpenAI to Amazon to Microsoft to Tesla have all said that they are reducing their reliance on NVIDIA, yet NVIDIA is not only putting up the most amount of sales that they've ever put up, but they're actually charging the most that they've ever charged. That growth is increasing, and their purchase orders have been the highest that they've ever had. So differentiating between what the sentiment might say versus what reality is actually saying. Yeah. Tanner, you used to own Celsius, right? Back in the day? No. Never held on to Celsius, but I was interested in it. I was researching it, almost like a Wix or something like this, where I've definitely talked about it. Same thing with like Duolingo. Like I was looking at the company, but I never ended up pulling the trigger. Same thing with eToro, right? I was interested in that name, covered it for a little bit and was like kind of deep diving it, and then just decided that I didn't want to take the risk. So yeah. Sometimes I will highlight a name or talk about it, and then people are like, okay, well, that's his biggest position then. I'm like, well, it's it's not. You know, my biggest positions have remained quite the same for a long time. Haven't ended up buying Zeta, and the deals that I'm getting right now in some of these AI trades, like even the hardware trade, like Micron and Nebius and NVIDIA, I've got no need to buy Zeta here, in my opinion. But I think Zeta is going to do great. But now it's a matter of like, okay, there's a ton of deals in the market. What are my favorites? What are my absolute favorites? Have you heard the rumor that Wix is buying Fiverr? Apparently, Fiverr moved into the Wix campus. What is Fiverr's market cap? 363 million. I mean, that could definitely be possible. Wix, I'm actually surprised, is not having a worse day today. They're like down 0.9%, even though there were some stories from Google that I thought were pretty interesting. New vibe coding platforms that will include Firebase and anti-gravity and all the different solutions to help set up a business from scratch. And with Google Cloud, you can host, you can fully set up a website. You can code the whole thing, UX, UI. It kind of was a direct attack against the Wix and Base 44 story, but people are not really worried about it. Maybe because it already is just so cheap, $5.2 billion company. They have $2 billion, $2 billion as a share repurchase plan over the next 2 years. And then on top of that, what do you call it? They have Base 44, which is one of the fastest growing AI agents in the entire, like history of AI agent businesses, like coding agents. Goldman Sachs reiterates neutral on Micron. There was a $700 price target that we ended up seeing. Most institutions ended up showing off an increase in their price. Here, wait, let's go to that really quick. So this is for Micron. Cantor Fitzgerald raised overweight from 450 to 700, 450 to 675, 500 to 615. Rosenblatt ended up initiating a purchase of 600, 450 to 600. A lot of these are, pretty exciting prices. Okay. So what was the one that you said? Goldman Sachs? Yeah, they're at the bottom here with a $400 price for next year. Everyone else has a price target that is above where we are today. Let's see. Anyone know if Tanner owns Micron? I do. Market is vastly underestimating the amount of memory needed for physical AI. Yeah, I think it's more about the breakthroughs in memory technology that are, more important. I think that the market's focused on right now. It's like if 3D DRAM ends up becoming a real big solution, that could plummet the price of stocks here. Is that $700 price target on NVIDIA? No, Micron. They're currently at 430 something, 444 right now, down 3.7%. Am I interested in any of the optics related stocks? Not necessarily. However, I do have NVIDIA, which has a technical stake in Coherent and Light as well. Saw an upgrade today on NVIDIA to 320. I thought I saw the same thing. Where is my notes? Raymond James ended up maintaining a strong buy rating on NVIDIA with a $323 price target, a raise from $291. Okay, let's see. They see a 79% increase upside on this is by AI Stock Savvy, by the way. I don't want to not give them credit, but I want to stay zoomed in here. Upside by 79% takeaway: $1 trillion of cumulative GPU sales outlook through 2027. Potentially conservative. The reason why they say that is because they said it's only for Vera Rubin, it's only for Blackwell, and it's not including Vera Rubin Ultra, Grok, Vera Feynman, any of those other solutions. Inference demand acting as a key catalyst, progressing ahead of schedule, raising estimates reflecting improved outlook, positive read from GTC sessions across AI ecosystem, and optical and storage vendors seeing incremental optimism. Maybe there is a big optical trade. Maybe I need to look into that. Okay. We attended a number of industry sessions at GTC and left feeling incrementally optimistic for optical exposed names like Coherent and Lumentum. Okay. Good news for Tesla. Something with their robots. All the stock is not reflecting good news, but let's see. Some of the comments that I've just been hearing from Elon have just been kind of bugging me regarding, some of the statements saying like, hey, not only are we going to be the best in the industry, we will be better than every other name combined in physical AI, in some of the models that they end up trying to produce, in the fabrication space. And I'm like, I do think that Elon might be, if not the greatest, one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time. Okay. But to do better than everyone else combined is just something that we've just never seen ever in any market ever. I don't know. It's just very, very hard to believe. Have you seen the Trump interview with Japan? I did. And not only that, I watched the part where he got a question about sneak attacking Iran and then told the Japanese people that they should know all about sneak attacks and reminded them of Pearl Harbor. It was a tough watch. Even the I don't know if she's I don't know what her title is, but she was like a little tough watch for sure. How do you see the current SoFi sell-off, long-term 3 to 5 year vision? I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But overall, I'm a believer in the company scaling at a 30+% rate for multiple years to come. That's what their medium-term outlook to 2028 would be. We'll see what happens in terms of the macro raising interest rate environments, or for what the multiple that the market will put on the name. But overall, I think that they're great. Japanese prime minister. Yeah, I just didn't know if it was a president or what it was. But I thought it was prime minister, but I didn't want to get it wrong. Tanner, how many screens do you actively look at? 4 right now. I have my videos and CNBC up here, my stock charts, my live news, and then I have you guys. Are you selling covered calls on SoFi? Not down here. So yeah. Not under 17. Just because if there is good news or something like this, that it could end up ripping higher. Someone said crude. What's happening with crude? 96 right now a barrel. That's better than we were at 99 a second ago. Let's follow this for a moment. Actually, I'll keep it zoomed out right there. Are they all 144 hertz? I think so. I don't know. They're relatively new monitors. For real though, I've never, not once, have noticed a difference. I have gone from I don't remember all the names of the ports, but like, what is it, like DTI or something like that to HDMI to now they're all DisplayPort. I never see a difference. Never. Man is not a true gamer. I'm not a gamer at all. I don't game at all. Okay. VGA, that's what it was. Or no, sorry. Whatever it was. It's on the back of my monitor. Amid sending crazy war video. Well, I don't want to watch a crazy war video. DVI. That's what I think you're talking about. DVI. Or that's what I think I'm talking about. Okay. Oil though, we're staring at this $96 a barrel. What does this is this doing anything to the Qs? Down still 0.7%. Amit, dude, if you're sending this is why you can't send links in chat. You can't be watching videos of like people blowing up. Oh my absolute goodness. Bro, delete that out of chat. Do not put that in. I have to delete your comment. Brother. Okay. This guy's a freaking mod. You show that on your channel, bro. Anything that says like Russia Today, I'm not showing. If it says RT on screen, it's not happening. Okay. SoFi is finally like, dude, they finally came out with some form of a merch store here, and it's literally awful. You can refer to get a referral hat, but it literally says referral club. Ugh. Just keep the SoFi logo. Who wants referral club on their hat? What you need to do is put up a lime green $3,000 chair. That's the way to do a merch store. Shout out to Vladdy and the boys. Where is Robinhood today? $73.26, down 2.1%. Holding up decently well. I mean, honestly, hood above 70 in these markets is actually pretty phenomenal. Vladdy and the boys does sound like Dirty Mike and the boys. Are you a SoFi OG? So I think whenever people refer to an OG in SoFi, it's like IPOE days. I was not. But I did definitely pound the table during a hard period of whenever they got their bank license through to, well, even now. So it's decently a long time, but I'm not actually IPOE guy. Okay, let's go ahead and I wanted to see this. Jared Isaacman was on CNBC earlier. I really like this dude. And he's talking about the future of space right now. Currently, the head of NASA was previously the founder and CEO, still the founder, obviously, but the chairman of Shift 4, but now the head chief of NASA. Let's have a listen.
NASA has cleared its Artemis 2 moon rocket for an April launch with a possible launch date of April 1st. The Artemis program will return Americans to the moon for the first time since 1972. Join us now, NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman. I'll start, I guess call you, it's kind of cumbersome, Mr. Administrator, but then I can call you Jared. Is that all right?
Jared works just fine. Good morning.
For anyone, I've said so many times, Jared, that to have been there is part of why, aging is not that bad. I mean, I remember when it happened, and not a lot of people do remember when it happened. And I don't know whether that gives me more of a sense of excitement or what, but this is something that we all, I guess, dream about. Anybody who's grown up loving science fiction and space and Star Trek or Star Wars, whatever it is. This is a necessary step. We're finally getting to it again.
Yes, sir. The next chapter in America's journey to explore the solar system rolls out of the vehicle assembly building tonight. So Artemis 2 and the big SLS rocket, it's going to make its journey back to Launch Complex 39B. And we are setting up for April 1st for a launch attempt that will send NASA astronauts, one Canadian Space Agency astronaut, potentially farther into space than any human has ever traveled before, around the moon on a 10-day journey to test out the vehicle, return safely to Earth. But this is just the beginning of President Trump's Artemis program that he created during his first term, where he said, go back to the moon. And then actually on my first day on the job, he said, don't just go back to the moon, go back to stay, build the moon base, make sure that we pick up where Apollo 17 left off, undertake repeatable, affordable missions to the lunar environment, make it a proving ground for subsequent missions, maybe someday to Mars. So we're just getting going again.
How does it differ from when the last time we landed? So it'd be on the southern pole of the moon. It's more difficult, isn't it? What is the advantage to going there?
Yeah, so it's an excellent question, and just to make sure we got the sequence down. So Artemis 2, that's the rocket that's going to roll out to the pad starting this evening. Again, April 1st, we're going to send our astronauts around the moon. It will not land. It's a checkout of the systems. Then Artemis 3 is going to launch in 2027, so we're going to get back into a cadence of launching moon rockets almost on an annual basis. And that's actually going to go into Earth orbit, where we're going to check out the spacecraft plus the lunar landers, bring them together, very Apollo 9-esque, and check out the integrated operations in preparation for 2028, when American astronauts will return to the moon and land. Now, the difference between what we did, July 20th, 1969 through 1972 during the Apollo program, we landed, we retrieved rock samples, we planted the flag. It was, one of the greatest engineering accomplishments in human history, but we didn't go back. Under President Trump's national space policy, we're going back to the moon, this time to stay. We are targeting the South Pole because that's where we believe there's going to be ice to work with, as well as the crater ridges give us near continuous access to sunlight. So we get power and we get ice, and that's why it's going to be a proving ground to test the capabilities, in situ resource manufacturing, working with the lunar regolith, which are all going to be critical capabilities to build up someday to when we send American astronauts to Mars.
And to go further, it would, I understand that it would help to have a permanent base on the moon. It all just seems.
This time, we're actually going to go. No, I'm kidding. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But, yeah, pretty interesting by Jared. I don't want to watch the full 9 minutes, but it is still pretty cool. I'm excited to see it. So we need to talk about Qatar Energy. Not only that, but there's been multiple reports of even other oil refineries being hit, and it's just compounding one after another. And this could take a long, long time to fix. We ended up seeing a report that Qatar Energy yesterday confirmed strikes of extensive damage on the Ras Laffan, which brings in essentially 20% of the world's LNG from there. And they said that it could take literally 3 to 5 years. I honestly cannot even believe that. Like, if this is a huge deal, knocked out 17% of Qatar's LNG capacity, $20 billion in annual revenue. What possibly takes 3 to 5 years to fix? Hire more people. Regardless, we're seeing some other reports that it might take months. Maybe they're talking up their own book. Then we ended up seeing Qatar come out and saying this war has to end, and obviously, it's because they're taking substantial damage, which is not good for anyone. Yeah, literally no way it's that long. 5 years. Okay. We're building full 570,000 square foot clean rooms in less time than 9 months. Regardless, maybe a little longer. Maybe I'm being a little selective here. Then we ended up seeing that a Iranian missile has hit the Bazan oil refinery, according to Axios. That was today at 11:25 a.m. Okay. Have you seen how massive refineries are? I've seen the pictures, dude. 5 years is a long time. 5 years is a long time. Long. What's up with Meta? They're canceling Meta Horizons, and I think that people are just a little bit frustrated with, the things that you're pouring the most amount of money into, which is the metaverse and glasses projects, and we had their custom silicon, and now, and their avocado models, and just nothing is working. The only thing that is working is the social media side, and it's working exceptionally well. But I honestly think Mark Zuckerberg doesn't even want that to be his legacy, is just advertisements. And they're doing amazing there. But the fact that every other project outside of that's not maybe social media, or maybe Horizon Worlds is social media adjacent, but still, metaverse, AI models, custom silicon, and the glasses are not doing super great. The glasses maybe one that you could say is great. It's just not scaled, and it's going to be a while till it scales, and it's going to cost billions of dollars. But I'm not, Ashley, I'm not mad that he tries things. I'm a shareholder. I'm a happy camper. Okay. But it is just, they're just stacking punches right now. It's just not a great look right now. Okay. What is Meta with no metaverse? They're going to have to change their name back to Facebook. That is so funny. They changed their whole name to Metaverse. Meta changed their ticker, and then the Metaverse it doesn't work. You're so right. We're going to have to change the name. Needs to hyper-focus on AI. They are hyper-focusing. They're spending $20 billion on top talent and avocado models, but those models are moldy. The avocado is brown. It's not great. Or maybe it's a little tough. It's not brown. It's just not ripe yet. Avocado jokes in this stream. You can't get it anywhere else, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and see SoFi really quickly. Where are we? 1681. Down 2%. Elvis, what's up, brother? Missed the market for 2 weeks. Anything important I really need to know? No, if you took your chips off and left for 2 weeks, honestly, you can come back and find everything that you liked before at better prices. It was a good time to step away. Avocado, whatever. Sometimes they say avocado. It's not, I know how to spell it. It's just sometimes it doesn't, sometimes I don't speak no good. I like llama. It's the biggest lie in this whole chat. No, you don't. No one uses Meta's AI. You're lying. MJ, yes, we did cover that. It was quite interesting. Okay. Zuck tried too hard to focus on the metaverse. Well, you think if he puts his full focus into something, that he would get it done. Yeah, ticker symbol FB. Honestly, I like back in the day whenever like the ticker symbols that we used to really like, there used to be some strategy in ticker symbols. Okay. Apple, you see it all the time on Apple's so smart. You see it all the time where people end up putting APPL in X. It's like, no, that's what their ticker symbol should be, but it's not. It's AAPL. So it ranks at the top alphabetically. So back in, newspaper days or Yahoo Finance early on, not even Yahoo Finance, I think it was like AOL and stuff, that Apple would be first on the list alphabetically. Who still uses Facebook? Like 3 billion people. But yeah, I don't know. They're even trying to pay creators thousands of dollars. So they said if you have like 100,000 subscribers, they'll pay you $1,000 a month to just post your same content on Facebook. And no one wants it. Like it's so confusing. You have like an account, but then you have a page, but the page, like, you don't know if you're posting it to the page privately or you're sending it out to the algorithm. It's just, Facebook sucks, but it brings in money, and that's what matters. But I'm not using it. Lomo Tenor needs to do that voice again. What voice? I might not even have been trying to do something. Or were you talking about like the Adrian? Well, I didn't hear no bell. That's not a good voice. Okay. Why is SoFi so hated? The street wants it to go to zero. It's not true, actually. The street has like a 20-something dollar price target on it. I want to say something like $26 or something. What is it? Maybe it's 22. No, it's 26. Hit it. Where's my... But we're not in a good market. Like you can immediately tell that we're not in a good market because Micron just put up the best numbers public markets have ever seen, and it's down. Like literally, they could have beat. Like, do you think that beating on guidance by 55% or 65% would have changed anything? We beat by 46% of next quarter guidance. Not next year, next quarter guidance. It doesn't get better than that. There's Italian mafia guy, I think. No, I'm part of the Fiorillo crime family. But that's a secret. I'm a closeted Italian crime guy. So I'm not actually. I won't tell anyone that. Don't record this. Okay. Bro, no one has any money. Let the market crash to 6,400. You're closeted? I'm a closeted Italian mafia crime guy. I'm not a mobster. That's an old school Norm Macdonald joke. Rip to Canadian comedic giant. Okay. Notebook LM said, we wanted to come on here to clear the air and confirm that the rumors are true. Cinematic video overviews are officially rolled out to 100% of pro users in English. Please respect our privacy during this time by flooding our replies with your favorite creations. Confirm that cinematic video overviews are officially rolled out to 100% of pro users in English. Okay. Amid doing anything other than packing and getting ready to leave. SEC Chair Paul Atkins says that the agency is working on a crypto framework to provide greater regulatory clarity and certainty. They're like, hey, if this Clarity Act is not getting through, we'll just push out our own rules. Great to see from SEC Chair Paul Atkins. He is so much better for the industry than Gary Gensler. I can't get over how much of a bull he is. Even, what's his name? Michael Seelig of the CFTC. Also, extremely clear rules and not messing around. A ton of commentary with, like, if you wanted, you know, and like if you wanted deregulation, you are seeing it across the SEC, across the CFTC. You're seeing a lot for opening up banks to, especially smaller banks, to help with mortgages, crypto companies to get started, to fight against legacy banks. There's a lot of good rulings on the regulation side, especially for the types of companies that we are investing in, or at least me, which is, you know, the up and coming names, the more innovative styles, the biggest moats that the old guard sort of has is the regulatory moats. Okay. Nick Zohar, the president of Wix, still sits on Fiverr's board. Not Nick. What am I saying? Near. So how about that Spider-Man trailer? I don't watch trailers. I don't. Who, like, I don't understand the part of like, oh, okay, I'm gonna watch the movie anyway. You don't even have to convince me. So for movies that you're really excited to see, why are you slowly leaking the movie in chunks to yourself? You're giving yourself spoilers. I'm just gonna go in there blind and enjoy it. Tanner, would you buy NVIDIA, Amazon, or Meta at these prices? I honestly, if I didn't have the portfolio allocation that I do, I would say NVIDIA is my number one pick there. And then I would say next would be Amazon and then Meta. Oh, the guy that goes in and watches the movie, you know, for the full viewing of the movie is a psychopath, is what XX Habs for Life says. Put XX and then your name and then XX at the end. You're calling me a psychopath. Gary Gensler was basically getting paid off by the banks. I wouldn't maybe go that far, but yeah, we didn't get along. Let's see. Robinhood is sitting at a key level. Do you feel good about its valuation and potential to climb back over 100? It's just going to take some time. Obviously, it's like, how do I say this? They're tied to the market. The parts that I want to make sure is that net deposits are still coming in and new customers are coming onto the platform and that people are trying to use their new products. Premium credit cards, banking, this stuff is is working. Not only is it a triple witching tomorrow, it's a quad witching tomorrow. March 20th. I think there's only 4 quad witchings, this year. One of them is March 20th. So that's tomorrow. Trump just said that the Strait of Hormuz will soon open. I hope that is a real quote, because you did not type Strait of Hormuz. maybe you're just joking with me. DoorDash is rolling out a new tasks app that pays couriers in some markets to submit video clips and complete digital jobs to help train AI and robotic systems. The app is launching in select US markets. Oh gosh, we are truly in the end game. The final job push, just to train models to eventually take your job. Uber and Rivian partnering? Yes, saw that. But honestly, it's feeling a little bit of headline grabbing. It's expected for 2031. like, hey guys, this is what we're doing over the next 5 years with this small EV company. All right, come back whenever you have some on the road, please. Thank you. That being said, I think Shay ended up putting up this good post here for Micron's operating profit. Obviously, everyone's worried about Micron right now because, there is a boom bust cycle. But does this look like the end of the boom bust cycle comparatively to last season's? If you were to look back on the seasons of growth, is this one going to be straight up and down, or are we looking to create another one of those, 2-3 year humps, but the spikes are going to be much, much higher? That's interesting. Yes, I saw Public's commercial poking fun at Robinhood. It is a lot of fun. They're saying like how the portfolio is doing well. They have some diversification, but what they need is college basketball predictions. And the financial advisor starts popping off with how he has an insight on a player that's going to throw the game and everything. Did you buy Micron or SanDisk? Micron. That's why we're down, because I bought. No, it always feels that way, right? But it happens because of the market. We're trying to pick individual boats here, but what's really happening is the tide. Doesn't matter what boat you're on right now, the tide is showing some pretty extreme fear. And you can see that like in especially for tech names. It's not every industry. People will point to different sectors and be like, well, there's not extreme fear because this company is doing well. DLocal, are we still up on that name? DLocal up 9.1% today. But where's my fear and greed index? Here it is. We are at a 16 on the fear and greed. Now, it can get much lower than this. We've seen fear and greed at like 4 in recent history. But yeah. I'm still green on Micron. I mean, literally, so am I. I think I'm up by like 1%, but it never feels that way because it should literally be up over 10% on that earnings easily. The day that DLocal is having, Micron should be having. $6 PE on Micron. Yeah. There is not a lot of Kramer is bullish on Micron. So Yeah, yeah. I mean, even a broken clock can be right twice a day, no? Micron will do fine. Do we still believe in Hood? Ricardo says, my Micron's up 431%. I mean, that's so freaking amazing to be holding on to Micron here and then like know that you still have so much more to go, but you're already like easily 5x'd on the name. HK, that Micron's up 330% year to date, Tanner. That doesn't matter. The valuation is under 6 times PE. So the growth on EPS went up like 680% year over year. So why shouldn't it be up hundreds of percents? If EPS is up a ton, we're actually seeing a contraction in their valuation because 330% is not enough. It's 50% year to date. Well, then there you go. Vitsal, you're not a mod in chat. I think I modded you in the Twitch chat. Let me mod you here. You're absolute goat. Memory is cyclical? Absolutely. But what's the price to be paid for that? You know, if we continue to have this boom cycle last for, 6 more quarters of unbelievable growth, and we have, and not even a forward PE, I'm talking like a trailing PE of extremely low digit price to earnings, then they could end up buying back their own stock. So yes, it is cyclical, but there still is a price to be paid. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Do I not know how to mod people? Okay, there we go. Mod me and I'll play pickleball with you. You almost got me. That was pretty good. I'm going to full port Micron. Well, I mean, maybe play it a little bit safer than that. Okay. Do you understand that this prices and margins are not sustainable? Yes. Do you have the crystal ball for how long that this is going to last? No. And then what's your valuation on the company? Do you think that they should be less than 1 times PE? You think that they should be able to take themselves private? Like, what do you like? This is why companies can't stay this cheap. Is like, they could be bringing on an unbelievable, like tens and tens of billions of dollars of free cash flow. And if you're saying, oh, well, they actually deserve to be a $200 stock, it's like, okay, well, they could, put down some pretty unbelievable buybacks during that period. Software sliding again. Qs are down 0.9%. Just need Elon to tweet that we're taking Micron 420 secured on Micron. I'd be pissed. 420? No way. Do you understand that it takes years to build a new memory factory? Yeah, their brand new Taiwanese factory or fab is going to take It's going to get into production in 2028. And then do you understand that, we're essentially every chip, we're doubling the need for memory during that period? I didn't even realize that I was showing that still. I was actually looking at this on my screen. DLocal up 9. For those people that don't follow DLocal, this is a Latin American small company, $3.6 billion, $300 million share repurchase program, growing at an unbelievable rate, but they are in payments. This is a worrisome part, okay? They, sort of slot in like a Adyen or something like this, where here, let's take a look at forward P, by the way. I know this compared to Micron makes a company look expensive, but forward PE of 13.5 times. If we end up going to segments and KPIs here, and we go down to the bottom, net revenue retention rate, 160, let me get rid of forward PE, 162% net revenue retention. That means that customers that they already have are not just sticking with them and re-signing contracts with them. They're actually saying, hey, can we double down on your platform? Can we bring on essentially 62% more volume than we did the last year? That scales pretty quickly. And so whenever you look at a name like DLocal, which any payments company benefits off the amount of total payment volume that's on the platform, look at the massive growth rate. Their compounded annual growth rate, like I think over like the last 5 years for total payment volume, is 82%. 82. Okay. Now they are having margin compression because the payment, the take rate for payments, mainly because they're scaling with bigger and bigger names. So essentially, like what put DLocal on the map was actually Meta. Meta said, hey, we want to go to Brazil. We want to be able to take payments, do payouts, all of that stuff in Brazil. DLocal said, we can bring you there. And then we can also take you around the world as well. But to help facilitate that Meta deal, they essentially said, okay, well, we're not going to charge you our normal rate. You're Meta, so we're going to charge you a better rate, much lower cost to be, have similar pricing to the major names like Adyen and stuff like this. But DLocal has been doing this where they've been scaling with some major names. And so they've been offering lower and lower prices, but to bring on an extraordinary amount of volume, which still allows them to grow. Like they've never had as much net income. They've never had as much free cash flow, but it's not growing as fast as payment volume. It's just another PayPal, though. It's not PayPal at all. Different business, very much like Adyen or Stripe, more on that side. And the problems with PayPal are completely different. People are moving away from their platform and they're losing market share. Like the valuation on a Stripe is, no one's complaining about that. So if you were to say to Stripe, like, oh, isn't that just a PayPal? It's like, yeah, but for half the payment volume, they're worth triple, almost 4 times the valuation. So you can have premiums on payment companies, but you have to be growing. DLocal is growing a pretty insane amount. Faster than Stripe, by the way. Good management team. Good management team now. Good management team now. It wasn't before, but a executive, I think the CFO, Pedro Arnest. I can never say his last name. Arnst, something like that. Who was previous Mercado Libre executive, ended up coming on to DLocal to run the business. Now it's a really high-end management team. Have you ever looked at Marqeta? It comes up in all my scans. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Marqeta. They have one customer, and that's Block. And so I don't even like Block. Obviously, they have more customers than that, but it's something like 78 or like maybe even more than that % of their total volume is one customer. Not ideal. You like new? Love new. New's a top 5 name in my portfolio. I really like the LATAM space, honestly. It's like I have a hard time with geographical expansion, but Brazil in particular is quite interesting because they really want to be, they want to give a lot of benefits to their public businesses. So I like Mercado Libre, I like Nubank, I like DLocal, hold all 3. And that's the only other geography that I hold other than United States businesses and Shopify with Canada. But I mean, most of their volume comes from the United States as well. I still think Stripe is highly overrated. I do too. Do you see yourself going back to work life? No. This is work life, baby. I just I hired on my first employee. Their first day is in 10 days. A guy named Marshall is going to be joining the future investing team. I'm never going back. Yeah. I really worry about some people's jobs for artificial intelligence, and was worried about that in the financial services game. And, you know, I actually think I might be a little bit protected here on the creator side. Marshall from How I Met Your Mother? No. No. Nebius is green. What's Nebius at? 118.90. Not bad. Not bad. Low T plus Marshall. You too. Don't. My name is not Low T. All right. Well, the portfolio is down like this. You guys can call me Low T. I actually deserve it. I'll change my name for tomorrow's stream. But this is where, honestly, it's days like today where I think like really separates the traders and the panickers versus the investors. I actually am very calm in these types of markets. It just sort of sucks, but it's fine. Like I know, just like 2022 was a painful year for me being a tech investor. I don't try to rotate out into sectors that I don't know. I think a lot of people hold on to names. They can't name the CEO. They don't know what the business does. They don't know their advantage. I feel very comfortable holding on to names that I know their advantages. I know the companies. So yeah. Explain the low testosterone, which I actually think I do. I might have. I give this guy mod powers, and he's banning people for the digital game is that whenever you meet someone in person, they'll shake your hand. They're like, Tanner, I absolutely love your content. And then whenever they see you, the same people that are so nice to you in person, they'll see you online. They'll be like, this guy is my punching bag for the day. So don't ban anyone for calling me Low T. I'm used to it. I'm getting paid for people to take their stresses out. It's so funny. People are like, oh man, I really admire your investing strategy and I love what you do and you've saved me during these things. You made me a ton of money. And then the way they talk to you in the chat is like, do you even understand that Micron is secular? Like they'll have zero respect for you in chat. We're like, gosh, are you an idiot? I saw a comment the other day where I just was like making a comment where I was like, yeah, I wish I was American. And then some comment was like, don't you know that North America, Central America, and South America are all America? And I'm like, okay, I think it's pretty common that people call Americans people who are from the United States of America. Okay, fully aware. By the way, Central America is made up. There's North and South, and those are 2 separate continents. There's not one America. It drives me crazy. And then you meet people in person. They're like, hot dude, so nice to meet you. Can we have a picture? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. It's like the same guy that was like roasting me in chat. Okay. Are you mad you came on the financial scene too late to get invited to Epstein's? You can ban that guy. Don't ban that guy. Jokes are permitted, but actually maybe ban. I don't know. What's the consensus? That's what we should do. Those are the future polls of the channel. Should we ban that Epstein Island guy joke? Should we ban that guy? Yes. No. I can almost guarantee I know what the answer is going to be here. It's going to be. I know the online world. You guys love carnage. It's too funny. Tanner, how do you always seem happy? How do you do that? I sleep. I get good sleep. Make him a mod. Make him a mod. Maybe I should have done that, eh? Ban all the chatters. The chat moves too fast. Yeah, I mean, you get used to rating it really quick. I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, mod or ban. Maybe I should do that. That's the one thing I miss about I wish I could VIP people in chat. That's what Twitch has that YouTube doesn't. I really, really wish we had a VIP thing. So you can't like ban and like control the chat, but like people do know like to like I would love to just allow people to see like, hey, I'm just paying attention to those person's responses. Like this is a smart person in chat. I'd love to do that. But they don't have a VIP thing. Tired became a member. Thank you, brother. Tanner's got too much aura for low T. No, I do have low testosterone, but I'm not old enough really to get TRT or something like this. So, hey, we're just doesn't really. I don't know. maybe I don't have a lot of arm hair or something like this. Not nearly as much as Amit. But you know, we still try to lift weights and continue to have our same lifestyle. And maybe one day I'll inject myself with needles. Free speech chat. It's not free speech at all. This is my kingdom. It's you must be thinking of someone else's chat. There's no free speech here. I love people like, well, you don't believe in the amendment? It's like this is my town. I own this town. But I actually do. I only ban people for saying like extremely racist or hateful things, not opinion based. I know a lot of people that really hate SoFi. I'm not like you're welcome to your opinions on all the stocks, stuff like this. You know, my I don't know. I'm trying to think of defects. It's funny. Okay. Tanner said, nah, this is Canada. Do you know that we don't even have freedom of speech here? We have freedom of expression, which I don't even know what the heck that means. For real, I'm still trying to get a gold card. Like, the rules don't even make sense here. Tanner on TRT would go from low T to Mr. T. Yeah. I don't get called Mr. by anyone except for like convenience store owners, and then they call me boss. And then that honestly, it's the greatest feeling alive. Okay. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you guys know? That's a great feeling. They go, "Oh, how you doing, boss? I'm doing great, thank you." Okay. Freedom of expression is jazz. Oh man. How you doing, boss man? Yeah. Where did Steve say? How you doing, boss man? I like whenever they call me boss man. Boss man's the best. See, Anthony, like I feel like they're close. They're getting so close. But I do, and I love Anthony Noto. I think he's running the company well, but he does come off a little corporate, right? Where this is like this is like a dad's version of what the kids are trying to get. We're like, hey, we need a merch store. And they're like, yeah, referral, like SoFi referral. Like it, don't. Just put SoFi. Like I think what's nice, and I won't have a merch store or anything like this, but you don't just want to make it like Future Investing, the YouTube channel, the guy that also has an X account. That would be ridiculous. But if you just had something like a hat that said low T on it, then everyone would be like, well, if you know, you know. Because that's like, you don't want to point it directly to, you don't have to spell out the joke, just say the thing. And then the other people who know what SoFi have can kind of give you a hat tip, you know? Am I blurry? My bad. I don't look blurry. What am I going stream help? It says the stream's getting a good connection. Is it getting messed up right now? Okay, sorry. Hopefully it comes back. Internet issue. Internet speed test. I'm not having an internet issue. Okay. Low res. I got to check this on YouTube. All right. Well, even if it's just my face, you guys can hear me fine, right? If you guys can hear me, that's great. Oh, wow. That looks not good. Okay. All right. Let's get into some more market news. We talked about the SEC. We talked about Block. We covered that Musk is looking to buy more NVIDIA chips. Google launching their new Vibe coder. There's also this Vibe design tool that they ended up showing off, Stitch, which I think is quite interesting. He's got a face for radio. I know that this puts some pressure on Adobe and Figma and stuff like this, and there's only going to be more of these types of tools that end up coming out. Figma now down 5.8% today, which is not great. Turn on DLSS 5. You're so true on that. You're so right. SoFi is DDoSing me for talking smack. Okay, not good. I don't understand. Okay, one sec. Let me try to, like, the problem is I look good on my screen. So I know it's not my camera. It's like the information that StreamYard is sending to the live stream. Because I look fine. I'll try to refresh, but my upload speed's like 500 megs. My stream health says excellent. Like, I'm not actually having any problems right now. It's something to do with StreamYard. Let me refresh, but I honestly don't know if it's going to make any difference. One sec. Hello? Do I still have a funny camera? Oh, it looks better, right? It looks better? Better, better, better. Sweet. Awesome. How you guys doing? Okay. Mr. Handsome is back. See, these are some nice comments. I don't see these often. But do you guys want to, what do you want to do? Shrenier is up 6.3%. Next decade up 6%. Credo Technologies up 3.5%. Rocket Labs 3.5%. Oh, wait, you're not looking at the markets. That was his mom commenting. I doubt it. I doubt it. Amcor up 2%, Starbucks up 2%, Intel up 2%, Hims and Hers. Who would have thought? Wartime, all this stuff, people's hair and erectile dysfunction cannot slow down. You have to get your Hims stock. Okay. One Stop Systems, this company has been doing crazy things over the last couple of days. $10 a share, ran up to $12.30, back down to 10 on good earnings. Like, they had phenomenal earnings. I sold LNG too early. Yeah, I can bet if you ended up buying like some of those names like VG back at $5 that you are, you're enjoying some of this movement, but also getting a little ready with the buttons on if you're going to sell earlier. Okay. Let's check CNBC really quickly. If there's any additional news stories I haven't been keeping up with. Ad industry grows frustrated with ChatGPT's advertising rollout. I saw this as well. Okay, Walmart and talking about their in-store purchases, but that's so funny because ChatGPT, I think, started to charge like $60 CPMs or something ridiculous, which is like Super Bowl ad pricing. So the fact that people are almost immediately frustrated just shows you that like there will be some balance of power, and that the only real companies that are putting up unbelievable CPMs while actually returning on that is names like Facebook and YouTube.
OpenAI wraps up its pilot project of running ads at the end of the month. Julia Borston has more on the ad industry's reaction so far. Julia?
Well, Kelly, some ad industry insiders tell us they are frustrated with the slow pace of the rollout of OpenAI's ads. According to Sensor Tower estimates, ChatGPT ads have rolled out to about 5% of daily mobile app users, up from just 1% at the start of the month. But sources tell us OpenAI required an unusually high financial commitment for a test, as much as $250,000 per brand, and is deploying those investments so slowly, they're unlikely to spend all of it. OpenAI telling CNBC that the slow rollout of the ads program is intentional, and they're, quote, encouraged by early signals from users and participating brands. Now, a range of industry insiders tell us that the caution is a good sign of OpenAI building a sustainable ad business. The frustration stems from eagerness to see how the ads are working to be able to plan AI spending for the year. Now, one of OpenAI's partners on the test, Dentsu, telling us, quote, we're eager to partner with OpenAI to further test, learn, and evolve the offering. When user intent is precise, brands with focused offerings and tailored messaging are best positioned to deliver relevance and value in the moment. Now, the opportunity here remains massive. Truist projects OpenAI will grow its AI ad business from less than $1 billion this year to over $5 billion in 2028. But OpenAI's slow rollout may advantage Google, which will sell an estimated $252 billion in search ads this year. Google has not yet rolled out ads in Gemini, but it does sell ads for searches that do include an AI overview.
Google is obviously going to be a clear winner here. And they may not talk about rolling out ads in Gemini, but you're talking about like one of the greatest ad companies in the world not deploying ads into one of their most popular products. I think they will, and it'll probably work very well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 2:30, which means that's it from me. I think Stephen Fiorillo is going back live to close the market. That might be in a little bit. But yeah, that's sort of some of my commentary on the markets, if that even is what you want to call today's stream. But it's just one of those days where we end up, I'm following along, making sure that nothing is cracking. But honestly, I believe in all the names that I believed in the days before. We're talking about the hyperscalers, the AI names, the NVIDIAs, now the Microns of the world. DLO ended up showing off amazing earnings, continue to roll with that one. Even names that are extremely depressed like SoFi and Shift4. I mean, I've not seen fundamental cracks in those companies' businesses. Shift4 maybe, I mean, not putting up the numbers that people would like to see, but at this current valuation, I mean, they look like a complete buyout candidate. So I'm not selling that name right now. Yeah, we need these types of days. We'll remember these types of days, and the people like the, you think about those Warren Buffett quotes, and I know whenever people say this, they try to make fun of people. They're like, oh, like whenever the market's down 2%, people start bringing out the, Peter Lynch and the Warren Buffett quotes. But it's important. Like the market is a translator of money from the impatient to the patient. When do you think that comes into effect? What type of moment do you think Warren Buffett was talking about during those moments? I think he's talking about moments like now. These moments of really hard times where you feel like nothing is working, even though companies that you had bet on successfully put up unbelievable numbers. You made the right bet on the earnings, the wrong bet on the timing. That's when you need to be patient. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. Really do appreciate your time. If you guys want to really, really support the channel, follow me on X. If you guys haven't done that already. X is a place to let you guys know if I get banned off YouTube again for covering GTC, if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for watching. Really do appreciate your time. But until next time, bye for now.